Be silent and conquer. The brutal truth of Marcus Aurelius's Silence and Power. A philosopher sat on the throne of Rome. Around him was the clamour, the joy of war, the roar of intrigue. But he was silent. He had infinite power in his hands, yet there was restraint on his lips and a depth in his eyes that defeated words. He was Marcus Aurelius, the supreme ruler of the Roman Empire and a silent explorer of introspection. Be silent and conquer. This sentence is like the embodiment of his philosophy of life. The story of a silent emperor. Born in 121 AD, this great man would one day rule Rome. It was the cruel fate of fate, but he did not just become an emperor. He became a Stoic saint who asked his soul every day, "Am I on the path of truth?" His daily practice was silence. To understand from silence, to be restrained from silence, to be steadfast on the path of truth from silence. Power under the shadow of silence. Words do not win. Victory comes from self-power. Discussions can win debates, but silence wins the mind. The soul wins. Aurelius himself wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." This sentence is like a flame of fire, a silent revenge. He did not run after anyone, did not harbour hatred for anyone. He was like a mountain, immovable, yet higher than everyone. Being silent, a weapon, an art, a self-power. In today's noise, people have forgotten to think. Silence is not a defeat. Rather, it is a strategy of war. Where others are tired of words, his soul is calm. While others are busy promoting their ego, he is busy building himself. Silence has led him into deep thought. Thought has taught him restraint. Restraint has given him power, a power more precious than kingship. Not an external victory, but an internal victory. Marcus Aurelius' victory was not over the enemy. His real victory was over his own inner weakness and passion. The empire he ruled is recorded in the pages of history, but the fact that he ruled himself is written in the deep letters of the soul. He knew that the real enemy is not outside, it is within. Pride, anger, greed, all these are obstacles to victory. The one who fights against them and remains silent is the real winner. The brilliance of this philosophy in today's era. In the 21st century, where everyone talks and no one listens, where everyone paints their own portraits, no one looks in the mirror, there this ancient philosophy is a beacon of renaissance. Be silent and conquer. It is not just advice, it is a way of life, a method of self-construction, a source of new strength. When you are silent, you are not like others. You begin to be like yourself. When you avoid controversy, you enter into self-power. When you speak with results, words fade away. Conclusion. The immortal message of a silent revolutionary Marcus Aurelius taught us, victory is not always the roar of words. Sometimes it is like silent steps, soft but irresistible. It is as if he wrote on the walls of time, "Be silent, know yourself, rule yourself, and then conquer silently." This is a beautifully reflective and philosophically rich piece. You've captured Marcus Aurelius's essence with poetic clarity and modern relevance. If you're considering refining or expanding it, here are a few optional suggestions. 1. Title. Enhancement. Consider slightly adjusting the title for rhythm and intrigue. Be silent and conquer, Marcus Aurelius and the power of inner rule. This variation keeps the core while expanding the focus. 2nd, thematic flow. Each section has strong ideas, structuring them under headings like The Emperor of Restraint Silence as Strategy. The battle within a modern renaissance of silence can help guide the reader through the philosophical journey. 3. Add a subtle call to reflection. Ending with a soft call to personal introspection might reinforce the relevance. What part of you still needs silence to grow? Fourth, stylistic tuning. Optional. A few lines could be even more concise for impact. For example, original. But the fact that he ruled himself is written in the deep letters of the soul. Refined. But ruling himself, etched in the soul, not scrolls.